So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You're about to join Jon
And Eric.
as we explore said stuff.
Really bad movies. Sega Genesis.
Sports and girls. The interesting aspects of pop culture.
And we'll answer listeners' mail because you have so much to say.
You are listening to
A sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode 14 of Podcast Revolution.
Yeah, and we're starting this one off with a bang, literally. Just one moment ago as we were loading up the intro.
Not literally. It's not literally going to be a bang.
Alright, well, figuratively.
Alright, figuratively a bang.
Just while we were, starting
That's just something that annoys me, is when people say something's literal when it really isn't. So,
You know what annoys me? When I try telling things and my co-host interrupts me like every 3 seconds.
okay. I can see that's a reasonable way to be annoyed.
Absolutely. Well, anyways, just a second before we started the show, while Jon was getting ready to put the intro on, we have Cages here and Bacteria Mike, and I said to Cages, I go, Cages, I just got a new phone, everybody, which I'm pretty excited. I go, Cages, can I have your cell phone number to put in here? And he goes, I don't know it.
Who doesn't know their phone number? Cages, how do you justify this?
Cages,
I just never got around to memorizing it.
How do you not know your own phone number?
How often do you dial your own phone number?
How often
you don't, but you just know it. Like, what if a really hot girl came up to you and was like, oh, like, let's get together. What's your cell phone number? Would you just say, I don't know? What would you give it John's number? Like, what would you do?
Well, if it was a hot girl, I'd ask for their number and then call their number.
That's a good point. We will talk about that in a moment. But Cages, that's incredible. You really don't know your own phone number. Are you joking or are you serious?
I'm serious.
How long have you had your phone?
A year.
A year?
Well, I guess I'll delete Cages out of my contacts books.
Oh, you'll probably know his number better than him in a minute.
And speaking of telephone numbers,
we should save this for a little
save it for a little bit.
Break.
Okay, this is a good story. We have a very good story for you that I think everyone will enjoy.
Well, it's an okay story. I wouldn't say very good.
Well, I mean, it's in the sense that I think a lot of people can give some good feedback on what. There's a lot of different ways I think it could have been handled, but as we were saying, everybody, we do have.
It's actually good to be back to the show.
It is.
It's been about the last week. There was a mess because there was a server issue.
Yeah, so we couldn't get our episodes up in time and everything. So that server issue's fixed, but we're happy. We got Cages with us today.
And Bacteria Mike.
We're
actually happy that we got a lot of complaints that the show was down because that means people are actually listening and keeping up.
That's always good, yeah.
Yeah. So I stop complaining now. Listen. So, Bacteria Mike, what have you been up to since our trip to Toronto?
Oh, just here and there, doing soccer and frisbee, Soccer at 7 p.m. on Mondays at Depot, and frisbee at 6 o'clock at Depot. Just doing a little plug there, I guess. More the merrier.
That's helpful for the people in our listening audience who are close to us.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are across the country. We might even have listeners in other countries.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool to get an international game going.
That would be interesting. Though highly unlikely.
Yeah. Besides that, just, hanging out, doing my thing.
Playing with bacteria and viruses.
Yeah.
Mostly
Pretty
viruses.
Much. Yeah. Good stuff.
And we could call you Viral Michael, but
I think
Bacteria Mike is a better ring.
First of all, Mike is better than Michael, and then I don't know, I just like it. I don't know. What do the listeners think?
No, Bacteria Mike. It's not even a debate. It's not a debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, same old, I guess. On Friday, Justin's house burned down, so, been helping him with that, and just feel bad for the kid right now, but besides that, I'm going to try to get some money together for him so we can try to help out and get things that they might need or whatever. So any donations that anyone would possibly want to make would be cool, but besides that, just enjoying this nice weather, even though it's been scorching outside. But I love being in air conditioning all day. It's always a huge plus.
Being in air conditioning is okay, but that's not... When I look forward to summer, I don't look forward to sitting in an air-conditioned room. I look forward to going out and playing in the water, playing sports or whatever.
Yeah, when you're working 9 to 5, you gotta have that,
Oh, yeah.
Especially in being in lab coats and protective gear.
Yeah.
It can get pretty warm.
I hear you.
What about you, Cages? What have you been up to?
Just got back from the Cape, helping put together house up down there for my grandparents.
Nice. Is it a nice house? Is it a awesome one?
It's a really nice house.
Nice.
Good view of the beach.
I see you got a little bit of sunburn there.
Yeah.
It goes from white to red.
Yep.
He's got some tan going on in there.
Yeah. But he's like a ghost up there, and then down there he's like a normal person.
I am definitely white. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
And what about you, John? What's been going on?
Just doing more wedding planning, finalizing that. Frenchie and Captain J. Russ, who are in my wedding party, should both be expecting some pretty amazing gifts pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I won't disclose those over the air in case they listen. Well, Frenchie obviously is listening, since he's our intern.
Yeah, that is true.
Frenchie. What's so funny, Bacteria Mike? Why are you laughing? You got beef with Frenchie?
No, I don't.
Are you jealous of him that he got to host an entire episode and you didn't?
Kinda, but you know what? I'm not gonna hold it against him.
Okay.
He's a pretty cool cat.
He is a cool cat. Oh, could this be our food that we ordered?
I think it's the food guy.
Oh, well, all right. I'm gonna leave the show for a minute while I go get our food.
All right,
Eric,
then.
can I trust you?
I don't know. I think so.
All right, I'll be back. You can keep talking.
All right, fine. John's actually not getting pizza. He's going to ride horses. But
I
well,
said food, not pizza. And keep talking about that, Eric.
what, riding horses?
Oh, right, not horses, but ponies.
Oh, ponies. That's right. Yep. He was going to ride some ponies.
Yep.
And he was making some arts and crafts with glitter glue a second ago, and he wrote to my best friend Cages on it. So that's what he's doing.
And some oobleck, too.
And some oobleck. And speaking of oobleck, we got oobleck kind of all over the place today. We went boating today, and we put the anchor down. And maybe about an hour and a half later, we go to pull the anchor up. We thought it was caught on a rock, but it wasn't. It was like a big oobleck monster it was caught on. And it was a lot of clay that we got all over us. But luckily, Cages was there to pick up the slack. And also, we got some viewer feedback, and apparently Minna told John that I needed to grow a pair of balls to get a girl. And
grow something.
yeah, and I thought that was very mean because, first of all, she should be saying that to John, not me, since he rides ponies.
You watched Degrassi.
That is true. New season starts tomorrow at 9. But yes, not that I like the show or anything, but
Oh, that's... Bacteria Mike, what would you say is worse? Taking a nice horse ride with a woman around Boston, or watching Degrassi by yourself in your room?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, riding ponies is pretty up there.
Riding in a carriage behind horses.
But we're talking about ponies.
With a woman. With a woman.
But we weren't talking about with a woman. We were talking about you riding a pony by yourself.
Well, I haven't actually done that.
What were you doing downstairs?
I don't have a pony in my downstairs.
I beg to differ.
If I did, I'd be one of those rich people that Eric doesn't like, so he wouldn't even associate with me to begin with.
what are you talking about? I don't mind rich people. I just don't like rich people that like ponies.
Wow, you totally just missed our whole conversation, huh?
What conversation?
You're sitting right next to us. You're in the studio. Are you not listening? You're part of this podcast.
No, not at all. Actually, I'm kind of looking at your fries. But what are you doing?
You're also playing on your crackberry.
I am. Whoop!
Oh, you have an incoming
Ooh,
call.
I got an incoming call. No, I'm not going to pick it up.
Oh.
But yeah, I got a crackberry, so
Ouch.
I'm a little addicted to this thing. Actually, I'm just trying to figure out this thing more than
Well,
anything.
maybe you should figure it out when we're not podcasting.
Fine, I'll put it over here.
Yeah.
There.
Maybe you should take the call and put them on the podcast.
Yeah, we're actually trying to work on that. It's possible that with Skype we may.
Our buddy Josh Robert, who we affectionately refer to as Jason Bateman, is currently working on that for us. And he actually wants to host an episode soon
Really?
when Eric can't make it, so that's a
Oh.
possibility.
That is true. So what was this Rich thing? Did I miss something?
It's over. That part of it, that's dead.
Well, I missed it though. I don't.
Oh, maybe you could just re-listen to the episode.
I don't want to re-listen to the Cages. Tell me what it was.
Yeah.
Cages, come on, man.
Alright, this is him striking out right now.
Worst secretary ever.
Cages, I'm not going to give you back your sunblock that you left at my house, and you're going to burn like crazy tomorrow.
Hard to burn when you're inside. So.
I'm Cages, god damn it.
So you're just going to be inside all day?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, what's your plans for the week, Cages?
Relax. I'm tired after moving stuff around for my grandparents. So.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I wouldn't mind doing that. What are your plans, Mike?
Same, just working and frisbee and soccer.
What about you, John?
Trying to make an interesting podcast, which we're not really doing right now.
No, we're not, because we don't really have any topics.
You know, actually, I do have some good topics that are online. Which
Well, I had a good topic I wanted to talk about, but you wanted to save it for later.
I do, but if you want to do a tease now, we can go to a commercial. See, I like how we're telling them we're going to tease them.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and
I get
tease
what
them.
you're saying. It involves me almost getting a phone number of a attractive woman, and it just crashing down like in pieces.
Ouch.
Well, it's not really a tease. That's just more of you giving them an outline of what's going to happen.
Oh no, it's not the whole thing though.
True, but they already know the catch, like what's going to happen.
Well, when you see like a teaser trailer for a movie, you kind of know what's going to happen too.
Okay, but this is different than a radio tease.
Oh, okay. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Now I'm just curious if there's going to be more good stuff in your story, or is it going to be like a trailer where all the funny parts or all the good parts are in the trailer?
AKA, every movie does that now. They never
Yeah,
leave
exactly.
anything open. They literally will show a scene from like every 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, they might as well tell you what the end
They
is.
always show you the ending too at some point. Too.
Well, there aren't many good movies to begin with, anyways. Nowadays,
True.
Yeah, that's true.
there's like 4 good movies a year.
Yeah, like Furry Vengeance. What the hell was that?
What was it?
Furry Vengeance.
The hell is that? I've
The
never
one
heard.
with Brendan Fraser.
Any movie that has the word
Yeah.
furry in the
Wait,
title.
Brendan Fraser still makes movies?
I guess we can talk about it when we come back from commercial.
I guess we could talk about that too.
I'm gonna come back from what?
God damn it!
Commercial.
Hey, Cages, you like TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Do you like women?
Yeah.
Do you like bridesmaids?
Yeah.
Alright, well, you'll love this show then. Sunday nights on ABC Family, Revenge of the Bridesmaids. It's about brides that kill each other.
The show might not actually be about brides who kill each other.
Yeah, it's actually not. But, anyways, tonight at 9 o'clock, Revenge of the Bridesmaids. Are you gonna watch it, Cages?
Maybe.
Alright, I know I will, so check it out.
Alright, and we're back.
Woo!
Alright, so looks like everyone's teased and tickled fancy. So why don't we answer their question? Tell them your story of woe, the rise and fall of Eric Mitchell
Alright.
on that Thursday night.
Yeah, it was a rise and fall. So one day last week, I don't remember the day, I went out to...
I just said it was Thursday.
Well, it was 2 days that this happened over.
Okay.
So this was the first day. I don't remember when it was. It was last week. And we went to this restaurant, and the waitress we had was really attractive, seemed really cool, was excellent.
Oy, 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 oy.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. And so we ended up staying till about 2 in the morning, even though her shift like ended at 12. We just got drinks, hung out till like 2 in the morning. So my friends and I and her, and we had a great time. And then towards the end of the night, we were getting ready to leave. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and one of my friends was very intoxicated, so we had to leave soon. And I went up to her, and I've never done this before, and my heart is racing, and I'm like, you know what? she seems cool. I'm gonna ask her out on a date. It's probably weird that
What's
it's
the worst that could happen?
Exactly, and I figured she's probably gonna say no anyways. So I really didn't know what to say if she would say yes. So I did. So I went up to her after and asked her if she wanted to go to a Sox game, not to ride horses, but to actually go to the game. And she said, yeah, that would be great. It would be a lot of fun. I was really, really pumped. I was like, wow, that's really sweet. And so I was like, all right, well, we got to get going. What time are you working again this week? She's like, yeah, I'll be back here on Thursday. I'll be working. And so I was just like, all right, cool. We'll be back Thursday. We'll make plans. She's like, yeah, sounds good. So me being an idiot after, I mean,
You were right. You wouldn't know what to do if she said yes.
I really didn't know what to do.
You should have asked for her phone number.
I should have, but I didn't. And I thought, oh, I should have done that.
If she was Cage's, she would have known the answer.
That's a good point. At least I know my phone number. But Cage's, we love you,
getting
man.
the finger.
But So yeah, but it's funny because then over the next few days, I was like, oh, I should have got her number, blah, 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 blah. Just, it would have made a lot of sense. But at the same time, like, you know what? Well, maybe that worked in my favor because my friends, I guess, while I was in the bathroom, asked her if people ask her out all the time. And she said, yeah, like every night, but she's never said yes to anyone. So I mean, I was thinking, all right, well, maybe that's good. I wasn't coming on too strong or seeing like a douche or something, like some bro that comes in and
With his boys.
comes in with his boys, hits on the waitress type of thing. So I was like, all right, whatever. Maybe it'll work out in my favor. So we come back Thursday. I'm pumped all day at work. I'm like, yes. We get there. We walk into the restaurant. We say, all right, yeah, is her, I don't really know if I should say her name, but we're just like, yeah, can we have her be our waitress? And they go, oh, she's not here. And we're just like, oh, really? So we asked for her friend that we ended up hanging out with, and she was our waitress. And then she came over, and we're like, hey, where'd she go? And her friend goes, oh, she was fired this morning. Yeah, it sucked because this girl was easily the most attractive girl I would have ever been on a date with, hands down. Seemed really cool, and it just freaked me out because it's like, how do you get fired from? I mean, she was 21. It's probably a summer job, I'm assuming. She was like, you have to like steal or like do so. Like, how do you get fired from being a waitress other than like stealing or like doing drugs out back or something? Like, what? So it kind of freaked me out a little.
Sleeping with too many customers.
I guess that's the first thing John said. I was like, oh, thanks, John. So anyway, so by the end of the night, I mean, it was a really big bummer. I mean, I still had fun, but it just kind of wasn't the same. And so we, at the end of the night, we asked her, we're like, her friend, we're like, oh, do you have her cell phone number? And she's like, yeah, I do, but she wouldn't give it to me. And I think it was because she was angry that one of my friends didn't ask her out, just that it was her friend. So she's like, all right, you can send me a text message, and like I'll show it to her or something. And she probably didn't, but it was just a huge letdown. It made me learn.
Wait. Do you have this girl's number?
I do somewhere, yeah.
I think you should text her again and do a follow-up and tell her perhaps that you could all double date and you could have Bacteria Mike be your wingman.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, Bacteria Mike, yeah. And if she's being a jerk, you could, like, give her some horrible... Just kidding. That wouldn't be good. But,
no, right now, Eric. Send her a text message right now. Man up.
Play with your crackberry.
Play with your crackberry. This is the one time you're allowed to on the show.
I don't know if I still have it. I'll see. Let's find out.
All right, we're all crossing our fingers. Eric. All right.
Oh, nice.
All right, nobody wants you to succeed, Eric.
Let's see. Because I just got this phone, I was figuring out how to delete stuff, so I think I might have deleted the whole... Yeah, I did, because the earliest messages I have are from Friday, and it was Thursday. Crap. Yep, so that was just a huge letdown. I was looking forward to it all week. I'm like, yes, finally. And this girl was like a 10, like, seemed really cool. Like, it just it all came crashing down. It was awful. Buddy. And even Cages said to me, he's like, why didn't you get her number? And Cages is completely right. Why? I was just thinking that I just didn't. Because let's face it, for girls that are waitresses and are attractive, they probably get bros that come in all the time and just ask them out, annoy the crap out of them, I'm assuming. So I really didn't want to do that. But now I'm kicking myself that I didn't. So
Learning experience,
it is a learning experience. And to top it all off, what Minna said that I needed to grow a pair of balls. Well, Minna, I did, and yeah.
Well, now you got to get some brains to go with those balls.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. So that was very, very disappointing. What's your take on it, Bacteria Mike?
Yeah, that's pretty harsh, dude. Next time, just ask for the number, I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't say, we'll make the plans in 4 days when you can make them right there.
Yeah, because now you can see that.
Yeah, but I wasn't even expecting her to say yes, though, too. So, I mean, I was kind of, like, dumb, like, oh, geez. What now? What about you, Cages? What have you done? What would you do?
Yeah, like I said, pick up the number.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. And what would you have done if she asked for yours?
I hate you.
It's alright, I love you, Cages, so. Anyways, producer Melissa, what do you think?
You always ask her questions when she's like all the way across the room. You should wave her over
and
first.
also eating food.
Yeah, and eating food.
Well, I don't want to. So, producer Melissa, what do you think?
Alright, she's pretty far away.
Alright,
Also,
John.
it'd be pretty, maybe a good idea to get her email. If you don't know your own phone number, that might be pretty useful too.
That would be funny if some girl went up to Cages, like Cages got her number, and then she's like, "What's your number?" It's cages@gmail.com.
I would actually call the number to make sure it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Be like, actually, can you email me?
Actually,
Smoke signals, man.
Eric,
Smoke
what would you
signals.
do?
Smoke signals.
What would you do if she planned this all out and they just made up that she was fired just so she wouldn't talk to you again? And that was just a ruse to get you to go back and buy more food.
I don't think it was because we ended up like I said. I mean,
right.
Their shift was over at we were there till 2:30 in the morning. I think they locked the doors at 11. We were there just having drinks, having fun, just hanging out, and it was a good time. I really don't think it was. Did they probably think in the back of their mind, "Oh, this is cool"? Because we gave them a good tip, obviously. Because if you're gonna stay an extra hour or two, we'd feel like jerks if we didn't.
Yeah,
So we're just hanging out, when your shift is when you could probably leave. So we tipped more, but it wasn't I don't think that was the plan. But
Right.
But I don't know. What freaked me out though is I said, it's how do you get fired from a restaurant other than
Being habitually late, maybe? Or calling in a lot?
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But they made it seem like it was bad because we asked her friend, "Oh, why'd you get fired?" No, she wouldn't tell us. So
Interesting. Alright, moving on to a more interesting topic. Hopefully Eric has good luck in the future, but we can only continue to laugh at his misery.
Thanks, John.
Moral support, right?
That's what the show's for. It's
Pretty much.
It's a way for you to unwind.
This show is
in front
to
of
bring each
everybody.
other down, not build each other up.
No, God. And that's right. That's what this is here for. He's just the wall that keeps falling.
We're hoping at some point Cages pulls a gun out on air or something, and
I'm not hoping that.
I kind of am. I think it would make good podcast material. It'd be the real stuff.
Who'd be here to post it then?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I guess you would.
That's true.
Well, but seriously, what you guys, what would you have done? Because, I didn't want to make it seem like I was a bro coming in, because, this girl was hot.
It's pretty obvious you're not a bro because you're not walking in there just being like one of them, You're not acting like you're on the Jersey Shore. Whatever that show's called.
Yeah.
And Eric, we've
Them
already
kids
told
and
you
them.
multiple times what we would have done. We would have gotten her phone number.
Yeah, that's true.
Or at least given her, hours.
I'll give her Kevin, once I get your number, I'll just start giving it out to people.
Thanks.
That would be awesome. Someone would call
So he doesn't know his phone number. He has been to Walmart. Oh, that was awesome. I've been there. Oh, come on, Cages.
I'm Cages, goddamn. Cages is the best.
Because I've been on 4 episodes in a row now. Or is it 3? 3. Still, that's not bad.
I think if we did an epic voting poll to see who the best guest is, I think it would be a battle between Bacteria Mike and Cages. I don't know who would dominate or who would win.
What about Frenchie? Is he allowed?
Cup smart.
Frenchie's good too. That's true, but has he been on as much as these two or no?
He's been on a couple, but for lengthwise he has because he did a whole episode.
That's true. He came up huge in that one too. That was.
I can't wait until he dances off against Kevin in the preliminary.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be Cages. Are you gonna win that one?
Oh yeah.
What moves are you gonna bust out?
He's keeping them secret.
Yeah. I can't reveal my strategy.
Half of them are going to have to do with itching his sunburn.
Well, actually, hopefully Frenchie won't have a sunburn, or else the dance-off won't happen. Oh, you just spit all over.
I did.
You like it. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the other day, John saw the movie Inception. You want to
I don't
tell
want
people a little bit about it?
No, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't want to ruin it for you because you haven't seen it. But I'll just say everyone should see it. It's arguably the best movie so far this year. And the only other movie I've seen this year that is even close is Kick-Ass, which is also a very good movie. They're completely different, though. This movie's got blockbuster written all over it. Has two of my favorite actors, Leonardo DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And it's just a lot. It's a lot of action, but a lot of thinking, too. So go see Inception if you haven't already.
How would you compare it to The Matrix?
I wouldn't compare it to The Matrix.
Oh, really?
Is it like a game changer film at all, like Matrix? I know, like you said, you wouldn't compare it, but a lot of people are saying that Inception's kind of like a whole new.
Well, I'd say the only thing
genre.
Matrix did
Yeah.
that that a lot of people copied was the bullet time, where it hasn't aged well. Like if you watch Matrix bullet time now, it's not very.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I took a film class in college about 2 years ago, and we had to watch The Matrix, and I hadn't seen that movie since it I don't know, since I was in 8th grade when it blew my mind away and I had to rent it 5 times. That movie aged horrendous, really, really bad. Even just the worst movies made today, cookie cutter action films, have if not better looking, bullet time visuals than that. I mean, there's a lot of movies that age horrible. I'm trying to think of some other ones that just really haven't held up at all.
But yeah, in Inception, I wouldn't say there's anything really copycatable.
No.
No.
Nothing at all.
Well, there's some things, but nothing of that magnitude.
But a lot of people are saying it's copying Minority Report, though.
I don't really see the connection.
Going in, seeing ahead of the future type of thing to solve crime.
That's not what this is at all.
No?
No. No. That has nothing to do with
No?
crime prevention. No.
No.
No. Just watch the movie. Stop talking.
I mean, obviously, it's not going to be the same plot exactly as
No,
the
but
movie.
that theme isn't present in the movie at all.
Okay, fair enough.
So no, I wouldn't make the Minority Report connection. Well, they're both cool movies. That's a connection.
Okay, yeah, that works. In the opposite end of the spectrum, one of the worst movies I've seen is Furry Vengeance. Have you guys seen that movie?
I saw 2 previews for it, and that was
Furry Vengeance.
Yeah, that's the one with Brendan Fraser, and he's heading up this big project to build this huge neighborhood, and I think eventually a city or something like that in this really quiet town area, and all of the animals in the woods are fighting against him and driving him insane. And the thing that's funny about this movie is that you can just see Fraser's career going down the
Oh
drain.
no, it's
been gone.
It's been gone.
This is just capping it off.
Yeah,
didn't you see
yeah.
the movie Monkey Bone? Come on now, Mike.
Actually, no, I haven't. That's probably the reason why.
It's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, actually.
I mean, I went with 2 friends, Nick and Sammy J, and they're both loving it. And I'm just sitting there cringing and just holding my head in my hands. And I think that they got more enjoyment out of my expressions than the entire movie they were saying. It was bad, but in a funny way.
What was his last good movie?
Probably one of the
that's
Mummy
that's
movies.
a hard question to answer.
It's probably The Mummy, and that came out, 99 or 2000 or something like that?
That's arguably good also.
You know what's a really good Brendan Fraser movie is Airheads with Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler. That movie's really funny.
I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he's the main character. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
And Beavis and Butthead make an appearance in that movie.
Do they?
Yeah, they call into the radio station.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chris Farley was in that movie too.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Sandler wasn't a big role in that movie. He was the drummer for the band, and he had 10 lines.
He was sort of. I mean,
Well, he was there the whole time. He didn't talk much though.
Steve Buscemi was pretty funny in that movie.
Yeah,
he's
love that guy.
He's a good actor. He's pretty funny. He does. It's funny. He doesn't. Has he ever had like a main role ever in a
Reservoir
movie?
Dogs.
But he was still kind of a supporting actor in that movie.
True, but then again, in my opinion, they all were because
That's
they
true.
all had like
Yeah.
equal lines and everything.
It's like
You
an
know-
ensemble cast.
Reservoir
pretty
Dogs. I used to love that movie, and then I watched it again randomly like a month ago. It's not as good as I once thought it was. It's like there's really not a lot going on in that movie when you think about it.
Could it be because of like Inglourious Basterds and Pulp Fiction, where there's more action and more to it?
I think so. I don't know what it was. I mean, another movie that I saw that I used to like a lot. I still like it, but after watching it, like giving it about 5 years in between seeing it, is American Beauty.
I've only seen that once or twice.
I've
and that was a
only
long
seen it
time
once.
ago.
I liked it.
It's really good, but like I used to be obsessed with it. Then it was kind of like I don't know what it was. Maybe sort of like the Matrix type of thing. And one movie that surprised me that has aged well is the original Toy Story. Actually, still looks pretty good considering that was like 1995, 94, like visuals.
It was a while ago, yeah.
when they
Still
created
holds its
that.
value.
Yeah,
There you go.
And it's a decent movie too.
Yeah.
I gotta see the third one. Actually, I haven't got around to seeing that.
I think
yet.
he just saw it.
Yeah, I've seen
How
it.
was it?
It was pretty good.
What would you give it on a rating scale? What would it be?
4.
A 4 out of
5.
Okay.
Out of 5, John.
A 4 out of 4, 4 out of 10. It could go a lot of ways.
Yay. All right. So moving off topic, I have a story that is sports related, but it's not a sports story, so don't everybody panic and leave. All right. So
All right, I'm out of here.
all right, Eric, you like sports anyways.
I know.
But you guys all know Jonathan Taves, the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks, who just won the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Well, there's a little bit of controversy I heard, and that there's a town in Canada that he's from, and there's a lake in the town, and they're naming the lake after him. So they're calling it like Taves Lake or whatever, something like that. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But there's this one woman in town whose son was a veteran and died in Afghanistan, and she thinks the lake should be named after him instead. So
Ooh.
See, I think that's kind of unfair for her to bring that proposal forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of in vain, I guess. It's not really, like, a good... I mean...
It's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
It's very touchy because it involved not only death, but a soldier that fought for the country. But me personally, I think naming stuff is out of control. It's like everything is named today. It's like it can't... We
Right.
just, like, die. Like, once I die, I'm not going to be like, oh, what the hell? Why wasn't this road? Like, Eric Mitchell Road. Like, that's stupid. Like, I really wouldn't care. I mean, what...
But yeah, I think that's not really cool of her to bring that up and like be the buzzkill for everyone's fun.
Yeah.
Trying to like one up them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
And I mean, if not to make light of it, but if they named a lake after every soldier who died, they'd run out of lakes pretty quickly.
Unless you're in, like, Minnesota. The whole state
But-
is a lake.
But seriously,
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's where did you find that out?
ESPN.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Citation.
Yeah, that's good.
But
I don't. Cages, what do you think?
Oh, I mean, you gotta feel for her that she did lose her son. But, I mean, to ask that the lake be named after is kind of pushing it a little bit, I think.
you know what's funny is a lot of soldiers, like, they're supposed to embody a group and being with other people. And a lot of, not every soldier, but I know a lot who try to make it all about themselves, which is against the spirit of the whole thing.
Right. Cages, if you could have anything named after you, what would it be?
It'd be a snowboard hill.
A snowboard hill.
Yep.
There you go.
So the Cages Hill.
Yeah, sure.
Would it be the one where nothing
I'd be
happens?
happy with just the trail. Yeah.
Would it be the no one ever goes there.
I hate cages.
Ouch.
Would you name it like the Cages Dexter Hill?
There'd be a lot of death on that hill then.
Probably.
Yeah, it's like the hardest hill ever to ski down. There's just like jagged rocks and everything. Cages Hill.
It's only a cliff.
There's like a tally mark next to the sign that names it of
10-foot
just all the
drop,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. Cages Hill. What about you, Bacteria Mike? And he can't be a bacteria.
Damn.
It could be a virus.
Could be a virus. No, I'm all set with that. I really don't know. I haven't really given much thought, but get back to me. I'll ponder about that for a minute.
What about you, John?
A podcast.
Podcast?
Name a podcast after me.
What would it be called?
Podcast Revolution.
I thought you were gonna say something different, so then the next episode we could do a funny intro and have it.
No, this isn't a podcast about humor. This is a podcast about being serious. I'm talking about real topics, Eric. Come on.
Like sports.
Come on!
Like sports and girls.
Exactly. Like sports and girls.
I think if I could have one thing named after me, it'd be someone else's kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to name him Eric Alexander Mitchell. Alright, thanks. It's a little awkward, but alright, cool.
There's plenty of people who do that.
There is plenty. I'm sure there's some crazy... I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Bruins and the Sox, but I don't think I would ever name
You gotta name
my
your
own
son,
offspring after...
Name your son Tuca. You gotta name your kid Tuca.
Tuukka Rask. That's like something you would name your golden retriever, but not like a person.
Here, Tuca.
Yeah.
Tuca Mitchell.
Yeah.
Tuca, please.
Oh, that's funny. Your dog is named after that player,
I
but
met a Tuca that came into the clinic where I work. A dog named Tuca.
a dog named Tuco.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Did he look very Finnish?
Oh yes.
Really?
definitely.
Okay, exactly like Tuca. What about you, John? Besides a podcast, would you want like a sandwich named after you? Would you
No.
want what would it be?
I really don't have any idea. Maybe a store?
Yeah.
Yeah, or a donut shop. Like Tim Hortons, but it would be John Turcotte's, and it would be a lot better than Tim Hortons.
That'd be hard to do.
That's a bold statement, my
There
friend.
wouldn't be any coffee. That's why it would be better.
Just-
Yeah, coffee's terrible.
There you go.
They'd serve soda all day.
yeah.
There you go. Power thirst.
Exactly.
You know, people
Wow.
drink. I think people drink more coffee than they do water, and I think Coca-Cola is actually the most consumed beverage in the world.
That's
too.
kind of scary.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's probably safer than a lot of water that's in a lot of the world, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's actually how India
India.
Pale Ale IPA was created. It's not because it's from India. It's because when the ships would leave England, you couldn't drink the water, so they'd make beer and it'd be ready by the time they got to India.
I heard yesterday that it was the same kind of thing in Italy, where in the old days it was more healthy to drink wine instead of the water.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I heard the other day? Do you know why there's 18 holes in a golf course?
Why?
Nobody knows? Because there's 18 shots in a bottle of whiskey. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I guess when the Scottish invented the game.
I would say it is the Scottish we're talking about,
Yeah.
so absolutely. I'm going by that stereotype.
So I don't know if
yes.
that's true, but it's believable.
I believe it. Yeah, definitely.
And one of my friends said she saw it on a game show, so if it's on a game show, it has to be true.
Well, which game show? It depends.
I don't know. Well, I'll just say Jeopardy, even though it probably wasn't.
Some game shows absolutely suck, though. You know what show I hate?
Let me guess. That one with Howie Mandel.
No, I actually kind of like that one.
That one's terrible.
No, that one
Deal or
is
No Deal?
great.
Deal or no deal. There's no skill involved.
That's why I like it, because people like me would be horrible on that show. We would, that show would get canceled if people like me were on it. They'd be like, alright, you have 2 cases left. You have $500,000 in one, there could be $1 in the other one. Are you going to keep going? I'd be like, well, the sensible thing is because with the $500,000, I could probably take home $300,000. I'm going to leave.
Keep going.
And no one would watch it. But the people who were on it are like, oh my god, yeah! Like, I saw a lady, she
Go
got,
big or go home.
yeah, they like start dancing and stuff. She left with $100. She could have had $350,000.
Well, yeah, but when the people watching it, though, it doesn't affect them. They're laughing at you if you get the dollar instead of the 500,000 while you're sitting there like kicking yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So I like
that's
the
it.
no skill shows.
No, those shows are terrible.
No, what game shows do you like?
I don't watch game shows. I watch
Really?
like sports for games.
Well, I do too, but you never watch game shows ever?
No, there's no entertainment value really for me.
Not even Jeopardy?
No, I don't watch Jeopardy.
Not even Wheel of Fortune?
No, the last game show I watched was like the Figure It Out on Nickelodeon.
Oh, that show was
That's a good
lost.
show.
That was so good.
That's
Summer Sanders was so hot on that show.
And Danny Tamborelli was on every episode. You can't beat Danny Tamborelli and Summer Sanders.
I just could not. Well, watching it now, I just can't stand that panel of comedians that they have because they're all terrible.
Yeah.
They're
There's,
trying
like, Amanda
so
Bynes
hard
and
to
stuff.
try to think of something funny to say, and you're just sitting there.
But that show had some pretty loser contestants. I remember one kid, his talent was he had a really, really long rat tail.
Yeah, I saw that one. And there was another one where it was just a kid just jumping off of a swing set.
Like, it's funny, that's not a talent. And
Exactly.
the kid with the rat tail, he probably, like, went there, he's like, I'm awesome, I'm the man. And then, like, everyone in his hometown's like, that kid's awesome, we love that guy.
Well, then again, they did have a point because he was on TV. For whatever reason, he was on TV. I mean, that's something right there. But of course, they could really use some better, quote, talents, but he made it on TV.
The best part about figuring out too is when you had contestants that were like our age on it. It's like, I think you're a little too old to be on this show.
So what's your talent? I can drink 10 beers in 2 minutes.
Yeah. They'd have a guy, like, no lie, they'd have guys that were probably like 18, 19 years old on the show, and they're like, congratulations, you won 500, like, Jeffrey dollars.
And they
Wow,
the prize they gave out on every episode was, like, a cell from the Rugrats movie.
Yeah, or like, yeah, they gave like a piece of like the Global Gun set or like Legends of the Hidden Temple and stuff. Yeah. No, that show was great. That was a great show.
There's a new one out. It's like on this 10-floor building, whatever.
You're talking about Guts?
No.
Downfall.
Downfall, thank
Yeah.
you. And there's a contestant that they answer questions, and as they're thinking about the questions they're answering, there's this big, like all the stuff is being dropped off the top of this building. And if they lose at the game, the contestant themselves are dropped off the building.
Did they die?
Yes.
Oh my god!
That's
awesome.
It's really extreme!
Entertainment value right there.
Yeah, no, like Kay just said, they're in a harness, so they just free fall and then they're stopped before they come to their doom.
Oh, that would be interesting if someone had a heart attack on that show.
That's like the movie The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Never seen it.
You ever seen that? It's a game show where you pretty much, it's like you're in a gauntlet, like getting killed by these like warriors, essentially. It's really good. You should check it out.
Oh, we've gone a long time without a commercial break.
We have, and here's a commercial. I love dogs!
I love you too.
I love dogs! And I will never leave you ever, and never will go on vacation ever, and never will have fun, and never will leave my house, so I don't have to leave you.
Liar. I love cages. Cages. Cages.
That's right, everybody. Next time you're going on vacation, even though you love your dog so much you couldn't leave them, let Pot of Promise take care of everything. They'll walk your dog, play with dog, and make sure that your dog is happy. So that when you come home, they'll love you all over again.
PotPotPromise.com.
So yeah.
Oh, wow, Eric just got really excited that
Oh.
Degrassi was on the Yahoo search.
Number 7, top Yahoo search of the day. Today, John, new season starts tomorrow. Everyone's excited.
Yeah, lots of girls have the internet.
And a guy has the internet.
And a guy
And
has
that's
the
me.
internet.
That's
That guy.
I am that guy.
That's great. That's great, Eric.
You're-
What's that?
You'll be jealous because all our lady listeners that are huge Degrassi fans, they'll be like, "Hey, I want to watch the show with Eric," and they'll be like, "Oh, John hates the show." So
Well, I'd rather hang out with a girl on a horse than watch Degrassi with a girl. I'd take that any day.
I would take Degrassi. I don't know. What do you guys? Would you rather watch an awesome show with a girl or ride ponies with John and a girl?
Ooh. I've never seen Degrassi, so I can't say for that, but I'd rather not watch a Canadian show at this particular moment.
Oh, yeah!
Come
Thank
on,
you,
riding
Bacterium
horses
Mike.
is stupid.
All right, how about you, Cages? Well, it's TV show. He'll go with the TV show.
Depends on who the girl is that we're riding with.
Okay.
All right, fine. Fair enough, Cages. Fair
Alright,
enough.
Here's a question for you. Would you ride a horse with a girl on Degrassi?
Oh.
Boom.
If you could be a guest star on an episode.
I don't know. That's tough.
That would help boost our popularity in Canada.
Just
for
blew
PPR.
your mind.
Yeah,
It's
true.
been blown.
It is true. I suppose I would then, even though I really hate, riding on Sarah Jessica Parker. But yeah.
What if it was a donkey instead? Or would you ride a zebra?
A zebra?
Yeah.
You mean... All right. You mean Sarah Jessica Parker wearing a striped shirt? Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Actually,
I
you know what's really funny is when I first went to college, I was hanging out with our friend Drew, and we were playing bingo or something. Like there was like a big welcome to school thing, and like there were all these activities you could do, and we played bingo just for fun. And there were these two like ugly girls there hitting on us, and they kept asking us like questions and trying to be interesting.
Did they ask like what your favorite food was and stuff?
I don't know if they asked any food-related questions, but they asked one question. They're like, "Do you know what sound a zebra makes?" We're like, probably like, neigh. And they're like, "No, it does not do that noise." Back to you, Mike. Actually, a zebra goes hoot, hoot, hoot. And then me and Drew got up and left. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my story.
I hate horses. With Degrassi though, I mean,
I hate Degrassi, so.
well, but the thing is though, is a positive and a negative equal a negative. So if it was something I hated in riding a horse, maybe I would do it and it would be good. You know what I mean? Like maybe if someone I really didn't like asked me to ride a horse with them, I might like it because that rule right there. But otherwise, I probably would not do it. No, based off
Fair
of
enough.
simple math rules.
Wait. What'd you say about, you said a positive and a negative equal what?
When you multiply a
multiply.
positive,
All right,
and
that's
a
not
negative-
adding.
Yeah.
That's multiplication.
Yeah,
That's different.
Yeah, it's equals a negative.
Well, if you did the two activities, that wouldn't be multiplication. That'd be putting the two together. That's adding.
Well, I want to multiply it.
Well, that's
so.
too bad. You'd have to do it twice.
Fine, they're in parentheses, and then outside of it, there was a multiply times 2.
You didn't say that originally, so.
Well, no, I meant it. I just didn't feel like it.
All right, enough math.
He's too cool for school.
Exactly. It's summertime. School's out.
Summertime.
Cages is living it up this summer.
Cages. Cages. You know those commercials, the Dos Equis one? That's like Cages. He
He's
seriously.
the most interesting man.
He
in the world.
really is the most interesting man in the world. Cages, what's something interesting that's happened lately?
I really don't know.
You don't know.
We went boating today. Here.
We went boating today. That is very true. And what was the most interesting part about going boating?
That clay stuff on the anchor.
The clay stuff on the
Interesting.
anchor? That was very
The
interesting.
ooblik.
The ooblik on the anchor.
Word
Yeah.
of the day, I'd say. Ooblik. It's a
Ooblik?
great word.
Ooblik is the coolest. I actually made it like 2 years ago because I was bored.
And now when we're bored, we just make podcasts.
Yeah, actually, the ooblik was a lot more fun, though.
Yeah?
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Ooblik's cool, though. I mean, you can pour it, but then it's a solid.
I don't know what
Yeah.
an ooblik is. Why don't you tell me?
It's like
You've
cornstarch
never-
and water.
Were you, like, not a kid ever? Were you just born, like, with a beard and, like... You never used ooblik ever?
I played with Gak. Does that count?
Gak is pretty cool, but it's not Gak. It looks like Gak in that you can pour it. It's like a liquid, but it's really a solid. Like, if you pick
Yeah.
it up, it's...
Like creepy crawlers?
Sort of. I remember creepy
No,
crawlers.
it's not like creepy crawlers at all.
I wonder if anyone ever burned their house down with creepy crawlers. That thing
I
is
don't know.
hot.
I'm sure plenty of people
Oh, yeah.
burn their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my set in my house somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, let's play with that. Creepy crawler. I think
I wonder if you can find that on eBay.
you know what the worst toy I think I ever had as a kid was called like Dr. Jekyll's like food set or something, and it was like creepy crawlers where you made like monster guts and you would eat it.
Sounds like an easy bake
It
oven
was
for boys.
It really was, and you literally you remember that Cages?
Yeah, I remember seeing the commercials.
It was
for that.
literally like the grossest crap ever. Like probably the most processed, like nasty, like it was like monster skin. It was like this like sugary crap, and you'd like buy packets of these ingredients at like Toys R Us to make it, and it was
It's like a fruit roll up.
yeah. I don't know what the hell my parents were thinking buying that. What about you guys? What was the weirdest toy you guys had as a kid?
I did have one of those. Was it the creepy crawlers?
Yeah.
Things.
What else did you like as a kid?
For those of you who don't know, creepy crawler is like It's not really an oven, but it's a really hot.
It looked like an Easy Bake Oven. It probably functioned the same way, and that there was a
Probably.
light bulb that gave it heat.
And what you'd do is you'd have these little metal trays, and you'd pour some liquid in, and then you'd put it in there, and then it would crystallize, and it would look like a scorpion or something.
Yeah, like a worm or a spider.
I don't think they were edible.
No, they
No,
weren't.
they
No,
weren't. No.
they weren't.
No, they weren't. But yeah, that was a pretty cool toy. Cages, what else did you use?
Nothing as far as like making stuff. I don't know.
What'd you do when you were a kid?
You've seen Toy Story. That was basically me when I was younger.
So were you Buzz Lightyear or were you Woody?
I don't know.
So did you think you were a toy or did you know you were a toy?
I'd say that he was probably the little boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
okay. Well, okay. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, what was Bacteria Mike's favorite?
Creepy crawlers, man. I used to have that too. That was right up there.
I had a lot of Mighty Max toys.
I remember those
really?
things. It was like Polly Pocket for boys.
Pretty much, yeah.
One fad that I don't get nowadays are those silly bands.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, the wristbands that you take it off and it makes a shape.
Yeah, it just looks like the those little liners on the inside of soda caps that you just
Yeah.
cut out the ring and then you stretch it.
Don't
like,
kids
really?
do that? Then they like have sex with each other or something if they
Yeah.
break it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why didn't we get that in school? Like why wasn't I born 10 years later so I could have experienced that?
Yeah,
But
seriously, back then we're like, what the hell is
back
this?
then I was like, hey Mike, like you want to play like Mighty Max and Creepy Crawlers? Now kids are like, hey, let's take these things out of soda bottles, put them on our arms, and then do each other. Alright, cool.
Another thing a lot of schools are doing is the schools are having people come in and give the kids like their chastity belts or that lame stuff. And then so the kids don't have sex and so they just do every other thing that like
That's like
That's even
Dare,
worse.
like Dare, the drug prevention. Like that probably gets more kids into drugs. Like when I was a kid, I didn't even know what the hell drugs were. I just knew not to do them. Like I thought it was just like, do you eat them? Like, what do you do with them?
Well, you can if
and
you
then
want
you
to.
take drug classes. It's like, oh, you smoke it? That sounds like fun.
Start taking notes.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this
they're
is
like,
actually pretty cool.
if you do this, you see like you think you're a chicken and you can fly. I want to think I'm a chicken and fly.
It's
I wanna
like,
hallucinate.
yeah, if you guys just kept it at, oh, you eat them? That's stupid. Like, I won't do it, fine. But if you're going to tell me I smoke it and it makes me fly, all right. Like, that's, like, I feel like that's worse for kids. Like, that's probably what they think like that. But yeah, they, the jelly thingies, that's messed up. I didn't know about that till college, till...
Jelly thing.
What the hell are you talking
That's what
about?
they call them. That's what they call them. The not silly bands, but they take the bracelets and then they, like,
Oh,
this,
okay.
what, yeah, that thing.
I gotcha.
I guess like schools are like banning them because like kids would do that. Like if they're like if you break it off some girl and you're like get it on. I guess.
That
On
is.
Degrassi with Emma.
Yeah. Yes. That's right. Thank you,
All right,
Mr.
stop,
Melissa.
stop clapping right in front of the microphone. please.
No, I'm excited. That is awesome. It was exactly like that where you break it. Yep.
Yeah,
Flamer.
You know what, John? If you watched the show, you would know what we're talking about, but you don't. So
I'm very fine. I'm very comfortable with that.
But yeah, so why? Like, did we ever have anything that was close to that when we were in middle school?
I think that was
I know a lot of-
more when we were like in 8th grade going into high school. So I remember that being pretty
No,
popular.
the only thing I remember is like guys sack whacking each other and like people pantsing.
Wait,
each other.
whoa, wait a minute, whoa,
Where are
wait. You're questioning me about Degrassi. You just said
I never said
you
I
used to
sacked.
sack whack guys.
I never did that, but I saw a lot of people do that around.
Oh,
school.
you saw? Okay, yeah. Like I never watched Degrassi. I just saw a lot of people watching it.
That's
Yeah, wipe that smile off your face.
that's probably the worst argument I've
Yeah,
heard.
no, Bacteria Mike's on my side.
Bacteria Mike's a pickle smoocher.
Have fun sack whacking while riding horses. Don't sack whack me. Stop it.
Moving on.
Wait, they had those when we were in 8th grade?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I remember seeing those in like SAFE program.
What school did you guys go to?
Like with the bracelet things?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were around.
yeah. Which
What
is,
the hell was I in 8th grade?
what are you, Amish?
I guess. Damn. Wow. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
That blew my mind.
all right, Cages, what is your phone number, by the way? He still doesn't know.
How do you honestly not, like, you can't think, like, for a minute?
Do you know
How about
any?
this?
No.
Call Eric, and then Eric can
Yeah, that will
can
guess.
tell
We'll
us.
guess. Give it. That's a good. I won't tell you my number on the air, so I'll just type it in for you.
His number is
603.
555 KL54
Oops, that's how do
or KL55.
Cages, your
I see what
phone
you did
is
there.
confusing me.
Well played, sir.
Shut up, bacteria
I
Mike.
hate
Sorry,
you.
it's not as new as a BlackBerry.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
Or
saying
as good as a droid.
Oh.
Zing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Droid does.
All right, Cages, we're gonna give you 3 chances to guess what your phone number is. 3. If you get it, I don't know what will happen. You'll get a prize of some sort.
We'll celebrate.
I don't
We
know
will-
if I necessarily want to say it on the
Cages.
air either way.
That's too bad, huh?
You're probably not gonna get it anyways, so you probably can.
The worst that could happen is people will give you phone calls.
Yeah, I know. Cages. And that actually would be a good thing, Cages, because then you won't have to watch Dexter as much. You'll have something, this week. You could meet up with these people, your fans.
And who knows, might get more
Yeah.
listener requests than you guys.
Okay, Cages.
You don't need that dog anymore.
Cages, you get 3 chances. Ready? Go.
Alright. 483. 5423.
Not even close.
That was not anywhere near it.
Exactly.
I'll give you a hint. After the area code, the first number is a 7. Okay? All right, here's your second chance. Go.
Alright,
This is hurting me more than it's hurting you, Cages.
724.
No. Give my hat back, Cages. You just took my cat. Ow.
He's college
I have no
educated,
idea.
but he doesn't know his phone number.
I've looked at the number once.
Cages, you were going to be a mechanical engineer. You were going to be dealing with numbers and lots of things you'll need to memorize. Cages, this is your last.
I'm not multiplying
And-
cell phone numbers together or anything.
But you
so
may
I
need
just
to
have that.
memorize stuff in order, like telephone numbers. So,
My
Cages,
memory is crap.
I agree with you.
Hopefully, none of your future potential employers are listening to this right now.
Cages, how long have you had this phone number for?
Maybe a year.
Okay, you should know this.
You've had ample time to learn
Think
it.
of this. Okay, Cages.
I just gotta say, this is kind of like watching a game show which people fail all the time, and you watch it to watch them fail. Like Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, where that show is called, where
Yeah.
people just get beat up. This is kind of like that, you know.
You'd think it's sad, or you'd think it'd be funny, but it's just pretty sad.
Mm.
Well,
All
this, but it's pretty funny too.
Cages, here's the thing. The first number after the area code starts with a 7. If you can get the next 2 numbers, I will say that's fine.
This is not turning
This,
into Price
this
is
will
Right.
this will be a success if you can just get this part, okay? So remember, after the area code, it starts with a 7. What are the next numbers, Cages? The next 2. It's all we need is the first 3 numbers, okay? Go.
I hate you.
Cages, you can do this.
Cages. No one's joining me again.
Cages.
I was saying boo word.
All right, ready? 5. Your cell phone you've had for a year. After the area code, first 3 numbers. That's all we're asking here.
Dun, dun,
5.
Dun, dun,
4, 3, 2,
I honestly don't know. I'm sorry.
1.
Query a guess.
Guess.
5, 2.
Oh my god! You're wrong.
Is it O2?
No.
No. We won't say it on the air, Cages, but
Well, we can say the
here
first-
is your number. Is this familiar? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, sure.
There you go,
Oh, wait.
Cages.
How often do you use your cell phone?
Not very.
This is This is a sad sight. And you're one of the few Americans podcasting.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd be like technologically like in the know.
Unlike most people, I didn't get a
Inclined.
cell phone until like senior year of high school.
Neither did I. I knew my number the day after.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those important things. Do you know your home phone number at
Yes.
least? Okay,
That's good. That's good.
that's a start.
Yeah.
Cages, you know what? I haven't lost respect for you though. Don't worry, because you'd never sack whack people.
Did you have any? I never did any. The only person
just
I did that. The only person I did that to was Frenchie because he went to a Bruins playoff game where they won in overtime and it was amazing and he kept calling me during the game and I told him I was going to punch him square in the junk when next time I saw him and he wasn't expecting it even though I told him.
Yeah, right. I don't think you punched him. You probably like caressed him.
No.
The drunk.
He wasn't one of the
Sack
he
whacker.
wasn't one of the Degrassi
Became
guys,
familiar
Eric.
That's true. Oh man. Well,
Actually, I think Eric's just jealous of horses because they're more well endowed than he is. Well, it doesn't take much, but he's not denying it.
Oh man. Well, it's hard to beat a horse. Their dong is like 2.5 feet long. Have you ever seen an elephant's dong? It like touches the ground. It's crazy.
No, I don't go around looking for that.
They're like 2 inches from the ground.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh
Sounding
man.
yes.
Well, you gotta get going soon, John. It's almost hockey time. So
Oh, yeah, I
you want
should've
to do
left
some
like 5 minutes
recommendations
ago.
and we can head
No,
out?
I don't really want to do recommendations.
All right, no
this time.
recommendations.
I recommend that you keep listening to Podcast Revolution, and send in emails, because those are awesome. And actually, Turner and Hooch, we did see your comments on our website. We appreciate them, despite their vulgar manner.
We appreciate getting the
Yes,
comments.
we appreciate getting them. So please continue. Try to monitor yourself, but if you must do that, then go ahead and we'll just delete it again.
And Cages, next episode you're on, I'm gonna ask you your telephone number.
We'll see if you...
We'll see if you can get it.
Actually, you know what's funny? Well, when we had Frenchie on a long time ago, we said we were going to do NHL trivia, me versus him, and that still hasn't happened.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
It will. Give me some time. I'll write some questions.
Yay. So
All
that's
right.
something for our fans to look forward to. So, Cages, I'd like to thank you for just being yourself and being awesome. Bacteria Mike, you always bring it to the show.
My pleasure. And also, just in closure, the one thing that I would have named after myself is a drum company. A drum line.
Drumline with
drums.
Nick Cannon.
No, like... yeah. No, like an actual drum set. You know? Like Gretsch or DB or other drum companies. I know it's not as exciting as other ones, but that's what I'd have named after myself. But moving right along.
All right.
Actually, hang on a second. All right, so it's been a second in your time, so and it's here. So we decided that we will end the show now. We had a little debate. We were thinking about making it a 3-hour special, but we decided it's best for you guys for us to just end it now. So I already thanked Cages and Bacteria Mike. Eric, I guess I'll thank you.
All right, thank you.
And I'll thank myself because I'm very important. Thanks to the listeners for complaining that the show was off the air. That actually made us feel good.
Actually, yeah, it's funny because we thought, you know,
We thought no one would notice.
but a lot of people did. They weren't very happy that it wasn't our fault. The server was down. But yeah, we're back. Yeah,
We're back and black and just loving life.
hit the sack. That's the actual line of that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, on that note, yeah, keep listening. Send in emails. What's that email address, Eric?
Podcast revolution at gmail.com.
All right, and I guess that'll do it. Das Vidania.
Or
Oh, pants down.